Today we're taking a look at the 2022 Vista 31 from Athens Archery. Welcome back to Mike's Archery's YouTube, and we are taking a look at the 2022 Vista 31 from Athens Archery today. And those bows are made up there in New York, all made in the USA. A great looking product. We were asked by you guys to review some of their bows. So we actually contacted them while we were at the ATA show, spoke with the owners, started up a relationship with those guys, and we are now carrying Athens Archery. So if you've been looking for something from Athens Archery, we are going to have those available going into 2022. So starting off here, looking at the Vista 31, the specs on this bow come in at a speed rating of 340 feet per second. The axle to axle on this bow is 31 inches, and the brace height is coming in at 6.5 inches. Now that overall cam to cam length on this bow is 35.5 inches long. So if you're looking for a case, it's not an extremely long bow, being a 31 axle to axle. Factory spec weight on this bow is coming in at 4.2 pounds. We pulled it out of the box, threw it on the scale, and we got the real weight of 4.8 pounds out of the box. We pulled the dampeners off of it and a couple other things, got it down to 4.6. So it is coming in a little heavier than advertised, about 0.4 of a pound there. Now on their cams, it is a adjustable module on those cams, and the draw length adjustment on the 31 is going to go all the way from the bottom of 24.5 out to a top end of 30.5. So covering pretty much everybody out there. But if you're needing those little longer draw lengths, you may want to look at their 33 or some other model there that goes out a little farther. But with 24.5 being the bottom, there's only going to be a few folks that it's not going to fit on the bottom range of things. So this bow is going to fit pretty much every archer out there, and not having to have a press to make those adjustments on those cams is also pretty nice. Now it is available in a lot of draw weight options, all the way from 40 pounds out to 80 pounds. So every 10-pound increment, you're going to be able to get this bow on the lightweight side if you need something for a woman or a kid, or just lighter weights in general. And you can also, if you're leaning towards those heavy 80-pound weights that guys are starting to use a little bit more, you can certainly order these bows in an 80-pound max also. Now the let-off on those cams with that RTX cam is going to be adjustable from 80 to 90%. It's a rotational draw stop on the end of that module, just allowing you to rotate that around a little differently than some of the other manufacturers are adjusting that let-off. But it's just changing that peg just a little bit longer or shorter to change that let off. So with this RTX cam from Athens Archery, it is a 2 base module system. It has the ability to use a number 1 or a number 2 module depending on what draw length you're trying to reach on that cam. So it's just a simple mod swap, but they cover all the draw lengths with just those 2 modules. One of the changes for this year, other than being the shorter 31 model, was the new TCS roller guard, the tunable cable system on there. So you're able to move that roller cable guard in and out with a simple adjustment to change the torque on those cables, and be able to take some paper tear and just take some lean out of the cam, whatever you need to adjust with that roller system. Some of the other features on this bow are the limb lock pocket system, keeping a stable locked pocket on these limbs. And it is a 1-inch wide limb, which is a very wide stance on it, with a passed parallel design. The bow does come standard with the low profile X-out limb dampeners, and that is going to come standard on all their models, taking a lot of the vibration and shock out of the shot on this bow, keeping it a very quiet bow. Some of the other things we noticed on this bow was the thin machine grip. It's got a great feel in your hand, but right towards the top of the grip, they've machined it out even thinner with a little pocket for your palm and kind of that chubby part right below your thumb. It's going to sit really nice in your hand, taking a lot of the torque out of the shot on this riser. Some of the other standard features that are coming on these new bows is the double rest hole that we like to see, so you're able to lock those down. If you got a rest that's got a long enough slot, you can lock that down into a positive position knowing that it's not going to move. They also come standard with your front and back stabilizer holes, so you're able to mount your weights anywhere you like on this riser, being able to balance this bow out to get it just the way you want it. They also give you 2 sight hole options, so there's double sight mounting holes on the riser. So if you need to gain a little bit of windage in or out or up or down, just so you can see that sight picture the way you need it, it is there and available to move that sight up or down. A couple other major features on this bow is it is coming standard stock from the factory with gas premium high octane strings on it. That is a major upgrade for the Athens bow over some other manufacturers. They're putting a high quality gas bowstring on there that's going to give you consistent shots and a no creep, no movement on those strings right out of the box. You're not going to have to worry about putting brand new aftermarket strings on this bow. The other thing that we like from Athens Archery is they have a limited lifetime transferable warranty. So coming from this manufacturer, if you sell this bow, the warranty goes with it. So not only is it a lifetime warranty for you, but it can also be for your kids or somebody else that you sell it to. Or if you pick up an Athens somewhere, their bows come with that limited lifetime warranty throughout the life of the bow. One of the other cool features they've thrown in is what's called a save your hunt option. If you happen to find yourself on a paid hunt and you have a failure from your bow for whatever reason, Athens is going to stand behind you and they're going to get a bow in your hands to get you taken care of and get you throughout the rest of the hunt. Now the color options on this bow are quite extensive. In fact, it's probably the largest color palette we've seen from anyone. And the other cool thing from Athens is it's not your standard colors that you see from everybody else. Now obviously they've got a ton of solid colors there and I'm not going to try to name them all. You know, go check it out on their website if you're interested in some of these colors, because you can mix and match risers and limbs. There's some limb only color options in some colors and then riser only options in some other colors. But they do have your standard stuff like black, a green beret, a flat dark earth, a gunsmoke, kind of a gray color, and several others. They even make an Old Glory, which is an American flag pattern. And for you guys up north, they even make an Old Canada pattern with a Canada flag on these risers. Now what caught our eye from Athens was the colors of their camos. You're not going to find any standard Realtree camos on these bows or mossy oak. They went with several other options, one of which is our sample bow that we got in for testing, and that's in the Predator Brown Deception. So if you're in that following that loves that Predator camo, this is the bow for you, because I don't know of anybody else on the market that's making a bow in Predator at this point other than Athens. From there, they used a couple of the Treezyn camo colors, and then they've got some really cool colors in an Autumn Blaze and a Spring Fever. And if you haven't seen those, go check those out on their website or check out our Vista 33 video, because we're going to be doing one of those in that Autumn Blaze. But some really cool colors, some really cool color options that you're going to be able to customize this bow and literally look like nobody else out there, because Athens is not using any of the standard colors that you see from most everybody else. Now the map price on these things is coming in at $1,100, so $1,099. That's what you're going to see them on the shelf at. Putting it right there with pretty much everybody else's flagship models and a top-end bow. From here, we're going to step over to the range. We're going to shoot this bow over the chronograph, give you a breakdown on the speeds as well as the decibel ratings. As we normally do, we're going to be shooting this bow on 29-inch draw with 70-pound limbs on 90% let off with a 400 grain arrow, but then we're also going to break down those other speeds all the way from 350 out to a 500 grain arrow. So we stepped over to the lane and we're going to take a few shots out of the Vista 31 from Athens and kind of give you a breakdown on the speed and performance as well as the noise rating on this bow. As usual, we're shooting this bow on 70 pounds at 29-inch draw length with 90% let off, and we'll start with that 400 grain arrow and then give you the breakdown on all the other grain weights of arrow. All right, so at 400 grains, you're getting 293 feet per second. Definitely not the fastest bow we shot, but it's right there in the crowd with everybody else and shoots really well. So to give you a breakdown on the other speeds, when we drop this down to a 350 grain arrow, we got it up to a 311 feet per second. Again, it was 293 at 400. And then 277 feet per second at 450 grain arrow, and a 500 grain arrow came in at 262 feet per second. So overall, holding speed's not too bad as it drops off with those heavier weights, but overall just a really nice middle of the road speed, not a speed demon of a bow, but definitely not a slow bow either. From there, the decibel rating on that bow coming to you at 97.3. Again, not the loudest bow we've shot, but certainly not the quietest either. Right there in the middle of the pack as far as quietness, and you can tell it's just a nice quiet shooting bow. Now, as far as the feel of this bow, that slim grip and where they've machined out that riser more towards the throat up there feels really good in the hand. You can feel it's a very slim grip. Now, if you don't like a very slim grip, then this may not be the bow for you. But if you like that really thin grip, this is thinner than most people's thin grip right there in that throat where you're going to hold. With that, it's taking a lot of the torque out of the riser. It sits really good, holds really well. The back wall on this bow, being a cable stop bow on that binary cam system, sits extremely well. You know, sits really solid and really firm on the back wall. The draw curve on this bow, extremely smooth. I'd put it there as one of the smoother bows we've shot coming through that draw curve. and it drops into that 90%. It doesn't feel like it drops off a cliff getting into 90%. Rolls into it very smoothly, very cleanly, and feels really great. Now the after shot in your hand, extremely dead in the hand. There's no vibration there, and we don't usually, mount these bows up with any extra stuff to take it out. So out of the box, this bow has got a very good feel to it, very low vibration, no jump in your hand or shock on your hand at all. Just overall, a great feeling bow from Athens. We'd put it there with anybody else's bow on the market. If you're looking at a flagship bow and want to spend over $1,000, then definitely take a look at Athens. And if you want to be different out there on the range or even in the woods, they've got some really cool colors that just separate them and look different from everybody else on the market. And we like all those features from Athens. So if a new Athens bow is something that you're looking for 2022, give us a call here at Mike's Archery. We'll be glad to get you set up with one.